am going live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube today for what I'm calling the Masterpieces in the Making. It's a collaboration with some of my friends, and we are live on Facebook in the Crafty Bunch. So I am just going to share myself into that group. Stay tuned. If you want to learn how to play with paper and create handmade designs, listen, today is the day for creativity. Today is the day. It's actually on the national calendar that today is the day of creativity and innovation. So join me for the ride. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to be creating some little handmade goodies that you can gift to people. You can I'm not sure what's going on here with my book of faces. Hold that thought. I haven't been live on my TikTok in a while, and I'm kind of excited to do it. I always have to have an extra phone to do that, and so I actually remembered to do it today. So I'm sharing myself inside of the Crafty Bunch. Again, if you want to join the Crafty Bunch is a group of creatives that are over 23,000 strong on Facebook, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of presentations. Masterpieces in the Making is today, and then next that I'm hosting, and then next Thursday I'm hosting the Napkin Effect. We're going to be playing with napkins. It's a fun creative journey that we're going to be taking, and a lot of my friends are going to be on there with me. So we're going to be having a lot of fun. So I'm just getting on here just to make sure everything is working correctly. And here we go. All right. So we're mass making. Something small that we can do and we can multiply. So one is good, a ton are better, right? So this is something that you can do for gifting, for yourself. You can put them in journals. You can, if you hand make journals, you can definitely put them in pockets or tip them into your journals or in the belly bands. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So basically it is a little handmade booklet. I'm sorry. A little handmade booklet, but it's also a pocket. So what I'm doing, because we're mass making, hey Estela, how are you? What we're doing is I'm not going to be embellishing them a lot. I'm going to be creating a whole bunch so that this way, when I'm creating a journal, I can just snatch it and put it in there. So this is my prototype that it's just basic, okay? It's just basic. So I made it so that you can take notes, and I made a pocket so that you could put stuff in it. So think about this, okay? Hey Ruth, hello. Hey Soph, Chan. I'm on my TikTok as well, so I'm just trying to, it's hard to see all of the names that are on here. So this is what we created. Just going to hold this up here so that we can show it on both. There's this paper, I put fabric, then I put another piece of paper. I did sew around, so I'm just going to show you here. Whoops, there we go. Sewed it around. You can kind of see it a little bit better there. There we go. Put a button here on the top, and then I have that piece of paper, and then I sewed around it. So this is a piece of paper that has collage on it already. So it's a flat surface, but think about, little pieces of collage. That's another great thing that you can mass make, and then just put that on top. I think depending on which journal I'm going to put this in, I would love to put like a picture of a lady or a big butterfly or something else maybe. But again, these are going to be plain so that I can embellish them for the journal that I'm going to be using. So I lined this paper because it was pretty thin with sheet music. And then I created this stack of paper, this paper pad, out of packaging material. I always save the packaging. This is a thicker one. I had really thin. I like to use the thin one for collaging. So I just always pack it like this so that I can store it easily. And then whenever I need more, I just grab more, and it's just easier to use. So I just pulled it out, cut the paper that I needed. So that's in itself a little project, right? And then this little pocket. So I'm thinking what if you put this in your purse and this was your grocery list and your coupons, you know, or maybe your money? You could just literally take this in with you, or your debit card you could put in there. Take this in with you and you can read your list and go on. Maybe it's to take for church. Maybe it's to write some contact information. Yes, we all have a lot of packaging material, don't we? So you can use that. I like to use a lot of coffee dyed paper, but I couldn't find my stash of coffee dyed paper this afternoon. So I'm gonna give you some different options of different ones that you can use as well. Some people like plain white paper, so I've got that as well. I've got notepad paper, so we're gonna try it in different ways. This was like, again, a thin paper, so I made it a little bit thicker. And depending on the fabric that you use, you know, this is now a more substantial cover as well. But, you know, contact information, notes, keep it in the car with you. So you don't have to necessarily put this in a journal. So let's get started. I do want to show you a plain one that I did. This was a printable that I used for that special journal that we created a couple of months ago for the ladies that, what was the name of that? They were homeless, and most of them were homeless. It was for their recovery. And so we made these journals, and this was paper that I had printed off by Shaylee. Yes, medicationless. That is a great idea, Ruth. Shaylee Morehouse. This was a printable, and I coffee dyed that paper, so you can see that it's off white. It's because I coffee dyed it. So I just went ahead and glued it. I did it opposite, so there's no right or wrong way. And I sewed the pieces of paper together. So just to show you some different options. And then I used my Fabri-Tac glue to go ahead and glue it onto here. And later I could still embellish this a lot more. I could make some collage. I could put a woman. I could put some fabric. I could put a cluster. There's all kinds of things. And then I could also maybe add a closure. So that would be fun. So this, I even thought you could, since this one is wider, there's no right or wrong size of paper. I'm going to show you have different sizes of paper. You can make this a pocket here. You can make this a pocket here or this way. So there's all kinds of things. So once you get these going and you have a lot, different colors, different papers, it will determine what you can make out of it. So this is coffee dyed paper. This was out of a pad. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. This is a thicker cardstock. So see, this is flimsy, but it's thicker because I coffee dyed it. So this is a nice thick one, and I left it white. This is a thinner paper, but it's a double-sided. So we're going to see what that looks like. This is also, these are all paper pads from Hobby Lobby. And this is actually a printable that I made a long time ago. I kind of forgot about it. And I printed it on a nicer paper, so we're going to play with that one. So since I have this one, I'm going to start with this one. So I just kind of put this in thirds, and I think I like it where one is shorter than the other, but we're going to play with it and see, or just about the same size. So I'm being mindful of my corners right here, and you can still make some adjustments if you have to. So I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to look at that, how pretty that is. So this is definitely one that I probably wouldn't want to glue onto a journal. This is one, because the paper is so pretty, that maybe I would put in a pocket, or I would put it inside of a belly band. And since this is a little bit taller, you would have to have a really nice tall journal. So this is over 8¼ inches about. So let's do that one. I'm going to fold all of them at the same time. This one is a little bit longer. You can do one at a time, but I just found that it was a little bit easier to do this. I'm going to do this one wider. And here's the thing. If your paper is off a little bit, no worries, because we can slice off the top. I had to do that earlier, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. Sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I don't care. And sometimes I do. So here we go. That's a little bit cleaner. This is a thicker paper, but not as thick as this one. So see, this is a little bit shorter. So we're gonna decide. Let me see. I think I'm gonna want this as the outside. Oh, this is the piece that we need to cut. So it broke a little bit. I'm just gonna go down a little bit from the perforation and cut that off so we have a nice clean edge. And I'm looking at this underside and seeing where it comes to, and this one, because one's going to be a pocket and one is going to be the outside. And here's the thing, like if you like it like this, you can swap it kind of like, if you don't stare at it too long, it looks like it's just continuing on there. Let me see. We're going to have to clean this one up. Let's clean it up now. Well, I remember. Let me know if you love paper crafting and what your favorite thing about paper crafting is, especially if you're watching me on TikTok. I'm going to try to see the comments. So I have a TikTok called Love Local with Lisa. Right now, I'm not on that page. I am on Lisa Boone Designs, or LB Designs. But I have been focusing a lot on my Love Local with Lisa. So I realized I really need to give some love to my Lisa Boone Designs TikTok. I actually have more followers on Lisa Boone Designs than I do on my Love Local with Lisa, but I just started it. And that one I started because I am a small business and I support small businesses and I want to help them. So I do some reviews on that one. I give business tips, marketing tips. I work at the radio station as well. And so I do a lot of advertising with local businesses. And so you'll see a lot of that. On both of them, I might show my donkey and my sheep and, some of my critters. You never know what you're going to see. All right, so I've got different ones here. So I just want to lay these out so you can kind of see they're different widths. I love the feel of this one because it's so thick. Not too thick that it's bad, but I like it. So I'm going to put this one here in the middle. So you can see I'm going to put them all the same height. It doesn't matter what paper you're using. So this was actually a 12 by 12 and I cut a piece off. So I can do it with this one as well and see it would be a lot shorter. So think about, sorry. Quiet on the set. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start, let me see. I wanted to start on this one. All right. And then we're going to go through. So you want to figure out which one is going to be your pocket. So this gives me a lot more room. You could always trim it down, but this gives me a good bit of room. I think I like this one like this. So I know that this is going to be my pocket. I like to round my corners, so I'm going to round this one. I didn't do it on the first one, but I did do it on the second one. You could also add some fabrics and some laces. Like there's so much that you can do. I'm going to round this really quickly. I was thinking, I don't know, but this paper had selected for the that journal and had bought this fabric for that journal for the ladies in recovery. Keep all of these threads, right? But I thought it would be really pretty to have this fabric as my cover. What do you guys think? Happy Tuesday, Carol. Happy Tuesday. Today is National Creativity Day and Invention Day, which is super, super exciting because here we are. doing our lives today. Every day is a day for creativity. I talk about that all the time. Like, we were made to be creative. We were made in his image. I just posted something similar on my TikTok. Like, we were supposed to be creative. We're supposed to practice creativity every chance that we get. I'm going to take this white off. And I like the frayed edges. I like that a lot. So I'm thinking right off the bat, we're going to put this one and then we're going to embellish it somehow. And like I said, a lot of them I don't want to embellish too much. So I know I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull out the sewing machine, so we'll do all of that in one time. And hopefully I can get a lot of that done. And see, like, you can just cut little strips of fabric and then you can save them. I do have a snippet roll here that we might use that I made a long time ago. And all of these little nice threads we're going to save. Okay, let's look at this one. I really like these two. This is not my favorite. I'm not going to lie. It's not my favorite, but we're going to try to make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and so sometimes when I'm mass making, and I don't mass make a lot because I don't really have a lot of time, but whenever I'm mass making, I go through spurts where I do the same thing, the same routine on each one. And then sometimes I don't like to do that. So then I do a few steps and then I'll go in and do a few steps. Let me know if you guys are mass makers. How do you do it? Do you literally fold all the paper, cut all the paper? I like to use the ink. So do you ink the paper? It just depends on what I'm doing is how I do it. So hopefully you can hang with me because I probably will go back and forth. Okay, so this, okay, I need to fix this. I need to cut this a little bit. So we're just going to see if we can get this correct. And like I said, most of the time, I really don't let that bother me, but I'm going to see if that will work. And then I will have to put this in here and there we go, fix it. So I'm thinking this is going to have to be the pocket and this one's going to be the outside. Because this is thin paper and I'm not going to line this one. Or maybe I should. Maybe this is the one I should line. Okay, let's do that. Let's line this one. So if we're going to line it, I'm going to line it with sheet music. That one is falling apart. This way we can let this dry a little bit. This is actually this right dimension. So let's do that really quickly. I'm going to use my glue stick from Derice. And I'm going to just let it glide. I try not to press too hard because sometimes I find I'm pressing, and all I'm doing is wasting glue. I'm wasting a lot of glue. You don't have to press that hard. So if you find yourself pressing hard, stop. Stop. Okay. And a good thing to do is just to look sideways and see if you're missing anything. The other thing that I'm going to do to make sure that I don't miss anything. Hey, Dee, I'm so glad you caught me live, girl. I'm going to just go like this. It's really wet, so I'm trying not to get too close to the outside because it's super wet for some reason. One of them got watered down a little bit, so I just mixed it with some other glue because it was worse. It was worse. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this off here for a second. I was using that for my glue. I'm going to put this on this corner. And then I'm going to use my bone folder. I also have a squeegee that you can use. And I'm saying, see, this is ripped. It doesn't matter. Just fix it up. All brand new. And see, it goes all the way to the corner. Another way that you can do it is on the outside. So that because that sheet music, it's old and it's fragile. So I don't want it to tear up. I've done that before because I can get heavy-handed. All right, we're going to let this dry. So we're going to put this off to the side for a second. And then we're going to, that was nice and dirty. All right, so we've got this one. We've got this one. We've got this one. Okay, and again, we're making these pockets. We're making these little folio pockets. What do you want to call them? Envelope pockets. For those that are just coming on, this is my prototype. We are creating a trifold piece. This part is going to get glued down, or one part is going to get glued down for a pocket. The other part is going to be our notes pad. So this one, I glued it with the glue stick, each page individually. And I just layered each page on top. And then I took a piece of scrap paper and I just put it on top so that it would be like, you know, the top of the pad. And so you can just rip these off when you're done. Again, great for note taking, grocery lists, medication lists, like Ruth said, prayers. You could take it with you on the go, put it in your purse, but you could also gift it. You could put it in your journal. This is a plain one. We haven't embellished it at all, but you could keep it as plain or as embellished as you like. You can use any kind of paper. This is copier paper of a printable that I created. These are all the rest of our 12 by 12 pads that I had cut it. I had used it for something else. I had this left over. I'd coffee dyed it. So I really like this one. This is a double-sided, and then the rest are one-sided. Okay. So this one, because it's super white and because it's copy paper, I thought it would be nice to use white paper. So I have some white paper, just regular copy paper. And once I know that I'm going to use this side, yeah, I think I'm going to use this side. And because I rounded the corners, if you don't round the corners, you can actually go a little bit more, or you can round your corners. So you can do it however you want. So I'm going to put a little mark right here. And I was going to use my thing. I think I'm going to use my cutter. I was going to use my ruler. Sometimes I don't like to cut, but this one seems like more pristine, you know, like more proper. Like some people don't like coffee dyed paper. They don't like the grungy papers. They want, you know, nice, crisp, clean. So we're going to do it a couple of different ways so that you can see what that looks like. And honestly, this part, they all do not have to be the same size. You can make them, hey Linda, you can make them whatever size you want. And then you could always trim off the excess of what you don't like. I think that's about right. Okay, so I'm going to save this and use it for something. Okay, we're going to have to trim. So I'm going to put this down. And I am going to cut my corners. I'm going to round them off like I did my second one. Oops. Okay. I'm going to do the tops. We'll see about the bottoms. I know I'm going to have to trim the bottom anyway. I was talking to one of my friends. She's local. I got her into crafting, and she really wants to learn more about junk journals and all that stuff. And I was telling her, I'm like, you don't need anything special. You don't need anything special. Just use what you got at home. So, all right. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's dangling off. So I'm just going to, around there, and I'm going to just put this here on the straight line. Let's see. Just before the 6. Let's see if we can get it lined up. Okay. So I'm not sure if we're going to round those out or not. So there's lots of different ways that you can do this. This is not one that I'm going to staple. So I'm thinking it would be really good if I do staple it. I'm not going to staple it to the paper. So I'm trying to think how I want to do it. Because it's really nice to have, this might be really pretty against the orange. The only thing with that is if you want to use one of these, then you just need to trim it a little bit thinner so that this would wrap around. So that's not going to work. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to glue it on. I'm going to use this glue. Let's just glue one at a time. Has she seen your craft room? Has she seen your craft room? Who? Oh, gotcha, my friend. No. But I have been to her house. She has not been to my house. Yeah. She could just come here, couldn't she? I'm just going to put a little bit of this. This is fabric glue. This glue is not going anywhere. So, like, you can be sure that you don't have to worry. So, you can attach this paper in any way that you like. Like, you can glue it. Like the other one I'm going to show you, in case you missed it, I sewed it. Oops. Yeah, I sewed it. But what I like about the Fabri-Tac, Wait. We got to get this straight. We got to keep it straight. That's why I like this silicone glue, because it buys you a little bit of time before it adheres. There we go. So make sure you're looking at it from the top and the bottom. I had my granddaughter, she came in here, and she hadn't been here in a while, and I've been working on this room, and she looked at it, and she's like, what is this? I said, this is my studio. And she said, this is like the artsy place. This is very artsy. I was like, yes, girl, as it should be. As it should be. She cracks me up. So again, you can use this for anything, prayer requests. I like to jot down people's prayer requests. This would be perfect, although I have a bigger book for that. But if I didn't have that book, or if I need something for on the go and then I can transpose it into my bigger book, that would be a great thing. But this is something you can keep in your car. Maybe it's people's addresses, or different things that you might want to document. So I'm going to go ahead and, so this is not one I'm going to sew, like, right? It's just, I'm not going to sew it. I'm just going to use glue. I'm going to keep it simple. Again, this in here, we could have, if you're going to use it for a grocery list, you could have coupons in there. Wouldn't it be cool to give somebody a little folio pocket journal, whatever we're calling this? Give this to somebody. Give them some gift cards. Maybe give them some different things that they can do. You know what we could do is we could put this on top. Let me see. We could put this on top. I don't know if that's straight or not. Let's see. And, okay. I need this to be, oh, let's do it on this one. Wouldn't it be great to give to somebody though that you're like, yeah, I did it already for you. Gift cards, maybe cash, right? Maybe like part of the sales circular or something that they were wanting, and then with the cash on there. Like maybe somebody wanted a sewing machine, and then you cut out the sewing machine, put it in there, give them a gift card. Like that would be so cool. Or random shopping, you know, gift certificates, gift cards to different places. That would be a great gift. I like whenever I give a gift to someone, I really like to make the gift extra special by how I present it, how it's wrapped. So that would be a great way to give somebody a gift. So I'm just going to do the whole thing. And I'm just going to line it up with the outside so I can hide any faux pas, right? And this would be a little pop of color because I have a little bit of orange, and blue and orange work well together. So if you had more of that too, you could make a little pocket here. So see how this is nice and it's done if you want it to be, but you can still embellish. This gives you the ability to embellish. Use it for a baby shower gift and fill it with diaper coupons and gift cards. Yes, girl. The town over me, about 28 miles, is burning up. Already burnt over 7,000 acres and still not contained. So many wildfires in southeast Georgia and Florida. What? Oh my gosh. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. All right, Father, I just thank you for guiding and protecting your people. Father, I just pray that your will is done, that you send the right people with the right equipment, the right people to help the people if there's anyone that's hurting. Father, I thank you that you heal them, that you deliver them, that you help them and you guide them, and you cast out all fear. So, fire 28 miles from Carroll. This is southeast Georgia and Florida. Kind of sloppy, but I'll be able to remember. 7 acres. Wow. I did not know that. I'll continue to pray. Guys, join me if you are the praying kind. Pray for these people because that's horrible. Okay. So now we're going to do this one. And this one, I am going to ink. I like inking, so I'm going to ink all around. And so what we're going to do is I want to sew too. So we're going to see how much we can get to. Christy was before me. She's like, Lisa, if I only make 3, is that mass making? Yes, it is. Because here's what. We're talking. We're giving you the ideas. We're showing you examples. It takes a little bit longer when you do it that way. Plus, we're giving you the idea for mass making. You might want to have 3 hours for mass making. You might want to get started. Maybe you have a baby shower, like Dee was saying. Was it Dee? Yeah. You might have a baby shower. You might have a birthday party, something that you're getting ready for, and it takes you a little bit of time to really put it together. Like, Essie Lulu, did you hear her answer me? My little kitty. I have a journal that I'm going to be working on Sunday. It's part of our friendship journal. It's a traveling journal. And how we started it is we first made the signature. So we made our own signature. I made the signature for my journal. Then I sent it to Dina, my friend Dina. She actually lives here in Kentucky, 30 minutes from me. 45 minutes. I sent it to her. Then she adds a signature. Then she sends it to the next person. And then whoever made their journal, they sent me their journal, and I made a signature. So this is the third one. This is the third one in. And man, they're getting fat. And I like to take my time when I'm doing that kind of stuff. And so that's what I was thinking about. Like, I'm trying to make a journal for a specific person. And I'm thinking about her. I'm praying about her. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want, how I want to make it for her. And let me see. I think I do, because that looks weird because it's cut off. I wanted to add, let me see. Let's see if we add the lace. I've got all kinds of things here. But I want to think about it because I'm going to take my time. So whenever I'm doing something for somebody, I'm taking my time with it. And I'm not in a hurry at all. Oh, I've got some green. We might use that. All right. So this one that I made as my inspo, I put this lace on there. And I'm thinking that this would be super cool to put this lace on it. And then you won't really tell what's there, right? So I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger than what I need. It is 5:35. Yay, we've got time. So I'm wanting to do all of the sewing kind of together. I had toyed with the idea of enforcing fabric and or reinforcing, because that would be cool as a pocket in itself. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll make this as a pocket, and you could have this as your pad, and then you could have this as an envelope. So let's do this one different. Let's do this one a little bit different so that you can see. So that's what we're going to do. And so our paper pad is going to be just a little bit wider, and so that's going to make it a little bit nice. And we can make a pocket here in a different way, but you can still embellish the back as well. So let's leave that there for a second. I do have some trims that I want to add. Like I said, this one, I'm keeping it. This is my modern girl. Love the lace. I love it too. This is my modern girl. And we're going to leave that one clean and crisp. This one is grungy. This one has the packing paper as the pad. This one has packing paper as the pad. And I inked it all up. So let's put this one to the side. We're going to sew it if we have enough time. This one, I thought, since it's white on the inside, we could use white paper. Why not, right? Why not? So I'm going to, it's hard to see with white. It's going to be white, but we're going to ink it. We're going to ink it. If there's any inking police, I'm so sorry. I'm going to do it lightly. Lightly. Not like grungy. I say that, but we'll see. It also will help us see everything a little bit better, because with the bright lights, it's hard to see. Just light. Do you guys like to ink? I really like to ink. I feel like it makes everything pop, and it makes it look really cool. And so then I'm going to do the same thing on the outside as well. It just brings your eye in. It just, to me, makes it stand out, makes it look really pretty. It gives it some age, but to me it makes it look really pretty. So, all right, so this is what I want. Let's see, maybe I'll use I need a smaller ruler. All right, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one 3 1/4. So you can do it either way, but I'm gonna do 3 1/4. And I'm just gonna mark it here. And then I'm going to, I probably don't need this much, but I'm just gonna cut this stack that I have. I have a lot of loose leaf paper, and so it's not a big deal. And then all we need to do is figure out, so see, I can use this for a different journal. So now we need the height. So I'm going to do 6 1/4. Hey, baby. It's my girl. It's my girl. My Essie Lulu. All right. So roughly, it's hard to see. Not too shabby. See this? That could be for another journal, right? Save, I mean, that's enough of a scrap that you could definitely make a little pad. Hope you have a wonderful day today, Linda. Yes, Jeanette. That is awesome. Okay. So this one kind of fits in here. You know what? I like it this way with the red line. Right? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. This one, I'm going to staple. Here it is. Okay. And we can hide the staples. Once again, we can hide the staples. No big deal. But let me see how I want to hide it. I'm thinking like a little bit of lace. So maybe some of this trim. So do you see how you can make a whole bunch of these? And then I would do all of the ones and then do all of the papers that are white paper. Then I would go back and do a whole bunch that are brown paper. Then I would go back and do a whole bunch of their coffee paper. And then you can have them all there. But if you're making them for gifts, what's great is that you can take them and you can really embellish them for that person, right? Wouldn't that be nice to be able to custom make it for each person, but you have a whole bunch on hand and you don't have to worry about, do I have a gift? Do I have a gift? Do I have a shower gift? You already have them. You already did it. You did all the work. Watching TV. This is easy, watching TV. Or one day you just cut all the papers, the folios. Then if you're going to embellish them, not embellish them, like this. Have this one still. Oops. That we need to cut, like glue all the papers. Maybe that's all you do one day. So you can do it. It can take you however long it takes you, and have fun the whole way. Have fun. That's what this is all about. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's not bad. I was thinking that I really needed to go white, but this is like a peachy, creamy color. So it actually, I think it works. So I'm going to go a little bit bigger. This has tape on it. Let me see if I can take it off. If not, I'm going to cut it. It's trying to come off, but here, let's see. There we go. Okay, now let's see how big. Okay, let me do it. Let me face it towards me. Okay. Okay, so we're quickly going. I'm going to grab, I love using this glue for paper, and I love using it for fabric and the combination. My art glitter glue, I'm going to use that. I can use it for paper too and for fabrics, but this really just does such a great job. Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1 Beacon, it's the same thing. So see, we can't see the staples. Nobody's getting hurt. No problem. And I'm going to make my pocket. But guess what I didn't do? What I like about, especially when I have a pocket, now I can see it. It stands up. Let me fix this just a little bit. It stands up. There we go. And you just need a little bit, but it really does make a big difference. So I can see it and I can put stuff in there. And I could even cut it just a little bit. And I think I do. I think I want to cut it just a little bit. I'm going to cut it like this. And this is why I didn't want to glue them all together, because I wanted to see kind of what I wanted to do. You can save this and you can actually use it for other things. See, I like that. It gives me just a little bit more room, right? So let me go ahead and cut the corner. Ink this up. So we're inside of the Crafty Bunch. My friends have joined me for this masterpieces in the making. It's just a quick way to encourage you, to get you to think about creating, using your creativity, practicing your creativity to build the creativity muscles. It's so important to do that, because the more that you're creative, the more creative you will be in every aspect of your life. So this is good practice. So even something simple like this, or the things that Christy made. What were those things? The paper clip, the hidden paper clips. This is just a great way. So now that I've glued this becomes a lot sturdier. All right, let's move this one to the side really quickly. It's 5:45. I want to sew. All right, so I'm going to cut this here. So what's great is that I'm now stacked. I've got my scraps. I've got my pages. And I've got some gifts for people, or for my journals. All right, so I'm going to make sure that I've got it. Like, whenever you glue the page, you do want it. That's why I said maybe one day you're just gluing pages together, because maybe you want them a little bit sturdier, but you want that glue to dry. And you want to make sure that it's dry before you fold it. Let me see. I at least want to cut that off. I kind of like seeing that, and I'm definitely going to grunge this one up. All right, let's grunge this one up, and let's see if we can't sew, okay? Because there's something really, really cool when you sew. So what I was saying before is that we're inside of the Crafty Bunch. Crafty Bunch is a free group. Everybody's welcome to join on Facebook. We do all kinds of presentations all month long, almost daily. Somebody's sharing something or doing a live. Different people are hosting different lives. The first Sunday of every month, I host Christ in Crafting. I've been trying to host at least 2 additional ones towards the end of the month. So today was Masterpieces in the Making. Next Tuesday will be Napkin Effect, and we're going to be decoupaging different things with napkins. That lineup is going to be a little bit full, a lot longer than what we did today. Today was just from 4 to 8 o'clock. So what's great about the Crafty Bunch is that you can go in there and you can watch all of the creators. You don't have to try to find everybody and, lose what they're doing. You lose them because you didn't know what page to go on. You were confused. So you just go into the Crafty Bunch and you can easily find everybody. All right. Oops, I'm going to drop my sticker. So I've got stickers. I mean, there's all kinds of fabrics. There's all kinds of things, all kinds of papers that you can take to embellish your pieces. So we're sewing this together. So we're gonna put this. We're sewing this together. We're gonna put that there, and then let's see what we can do for this one. Okay, so what I did with the other one is I have these papers right here, and there's all kinds of really cool papers. You can create a beautiful collage yourself. Oh, maybe we can do something like that. This one says nice day, but it's in blue. Let's see. But then there was a paper that I grabbed that it was already collaged. Let's see if we can find one. I love butterflies. That might be a good one. So this one is already a collage paper. Let's see what we have. I probably should have grabbed some. This is another collage, similar. You got stickers. You got all kinds of really, really cool things. Oh, that one is pretty. Oh, this was just like the one that I did. And I like this one too. Okay. All right. Too many options. Too many options. All right. Let's see what we can do. I like putting a little bit of this fabric. Maybe we can do it like this. Have a little bit of fabric. The lace kind of mutes it down. So that's pretty. That's really pretty. And then this one, we're going to put it here. So let's see. It's going to be similar to my prototype. But I think I do want to tone down all that pink. Or do we want to add a pop of yellow? Maybe. Like that. What do you guys think? Then you can still add buttons. You can still add threads. You can still add all of the things. I definitely want to add some of this green. So I have 8 minutes. Let's see how much I can get done. I want to pull out the sewing machine. I just want to show you just how easy. I kind of like it not perfect. So when I did this one, I rounded. I did different stitch here, and then I just like moved it around so it was not straight. And that makes it really, really cool. And then I added that button here on the top. I wish I would have added some thread or some more fabric. I thought about it after I did it. But see how the fabric is like on the outside? Like, I just love that. So let's see. This one, again, this one is going to stay plain. This one's going to stay plain. Maybe I'll make a tag here, a note card, a journal card with that paper. I have some of that left. All right, let's see what we can do. So we have created a lot of different ones. I know I'm not going to get to all of them. But see this little piece of fabric? This could be a something for the tag, like a tab top. I ripped it off of this side. So you could actually take a piece like this and you could cut a whole bunch to make a lot of little strips. All right, I'm going to do one, which is just a straight stitch, just to be able to get through it faster. So I'm going to, this is a smaller one, I'm not going to hold it down. I'm just going to go up to the top, and I like the black stitch. Let me see if I can. You guys can see, right? Okay. So I'm just going to zip. I'm just holding the fabric. You could always glue it down. And then I'm going to turn it. And I can do that because it is small enough. Otherwise, I want to start it on the other side. And, okay. I'm moving it around. I don't want it to be straight. But if you want it to be straight, you can do that. Okay? And then I am gonna... Okay. I really made that one ziggity zaggity. I'm gonna like that a lot. And I need to bring this back in. Okay. And you do have to be careful because depending on the paper, you could have, you know, a lot of holes. So I like a little bit of the fabric thread coming out. And then, oh, I should have kept this like that for the pocket. But you know what? Who's to say you only have to have one? Let's just do it again. Or you could always, like, not do it again. You could change your mind. All right, let's go. I'm gonna ziggity zag, ziggity zag, ziggity 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 zag. Okay. I love it. All this thread that I cut, I usually put it in a little container so that when I need thread, it's there. So see how it muted it down? See how it muted it a little bit? It's kind of like what tissue paper does, or it just makes it not so in your face. And I really like that. So this becomes a pocket. And then we said we were going to put the pad there. And then you can do something different here. Let's go ahead and it's 5:55. No pressure. Okay, I'm going to do this one first because I want the same thing. I want, on this one, because I'm layering it, I'm going to go ahead and add my stitching. And then I'm going to stitch around that paper. You could glue it. I'm not going to glue it. Well, I guess I should. Well, I'm not going to put another stitch. So see, all I did was I did one stitch. So I'm going to put this here. And I am going to, I'm going to do a, let me see, it's 5:56. I need to be mindful because I've got to share my girl in. So I like on my machine 14. I like 14 because it's a ziggity zag stitch. So I like incorporating different stitches. This one I'm just going to try to do it right on that edge. But there's no worries. If it's not perfect, like, it's okay, because guess what? It's handmade. And handmade is not perfect, right? Okay, let's see. 5:58. All right, 5:57. Okay, one more. You could actually not sew that top part and make that a pocket. Okay. Look at all that thread. All right. And you can trim this a little bit. I want a little bit hanging out. Okay. It is 5:58. I've got to share in my girl. I've got my smoothie that I made. I need to finish it. So Nicole is up after me. And she's Nicole Prost with Sparkle. Sparkle Junkie. Let's try to see if it's going to pull up. But look at how cool that looks. I'm glad that we did the yellow. That looks so good. Tell me you guys. All right, I'm going to share her in to the group. Again, we're going live inside of the Crafty Bunch. You can just join it. It's super easy. Shared in. All right, I'm going to hop off here. Let me know if you do anything like this and how you decided to do it. I think this is super watching. Make sure you go ahead and get in the Crafty Bunch and follow Nicole. After Nicole